Yo, what up, true gods? There, Kim, Art the Thought. Strong souls versus weak souls. So, what's the difference and why does it matter? So, essentially, the notion of a strong soul is, somebody who's above pettiness, somebody who doesn't like to, make a small issue into a bigger deal. And a weak soul is somebody who tends to blame others for their own problems and stuff like that. Now, certainly the difference between a strong soul and a weak soul is totally subjective, but I do find it, useful or interesting to think about what's in our control, what is in our control from at least kind of philosophical, a stoic mentality. And it does seem that being able to harden your soul is a good thing. And even as Nietzsche says, kind of talking about like the philosophers of the future are the ones who are able to use hammers the best. And so perhaps the way we need to approach it is we kind of steel our souls and harden our souls in order to become more brave and to go out and do things, acts of courage, which we find personally meaningful to us. Now, how does one strengthen one's soul? So, certainly studying philosophy is a good starting point. I know that studying a lot like Stoicism, Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, and reading Nietzsche has personally helped me. And then obviously we have to put it into practice, which means you actually have to go out, interact with real people, and practice your own personal morals, values, and ethics and stuff like that. And it does seem that without actual real practice, you atrophy. It's like, the whole saying, use it or lose it. So same thing with working on muscles. If you don't, have the effects of gravity on your body or work out, your body's going to get weaker and atrophy. Apparently even in space, I think astronauts have this interesting workout equipment, and they had to work out like 3 hours a day just to counteract the negative effects of gravity. So it seems that having the effects of gravity, stress and strain are actually quite good and beneficial. Now, I think when it comes to our lives, how can we prevent ourselves from having a weak soul? Now, to me, like the soul, I just see this as kind of more of a philosophical concept. Soul as being your ego, your being, whatever it may be. And I personally believe in a mortal soul, which means once you die, your soul also dies. I don't believe in immortal souls. It's just my thought. And so, all souls are born equal. And, certainly the way that your personality is shaped through the years is kind of dependent on who your parents are, what society you're raised in, and your schooling, your teachers and stuff like that. But now that you're an adult, you do have the power to, change yourself, change your circumstances, and direct your life and your soul in a way that is accords with you. Now, once again, however this decides to manifest itself in your life, it's up to you. You steer the ship. And I think the best way to think about life is you're kind of like, you're a captain of a ship. Certainly it's not in your power what's going to happen to the waves or the ocean or the currents and the winds and stuff like that. But what is in your control is how you decide to steer your ship, what direction to steer the ship in. But whether you get stuck in a vortex or something like that, that's kind of not up to us. So then what it means is that we try our best to be maximally courageous and steer it as confidently towards the direction that we want to steer it. And yeah, certainly living in real life, embodied reality takes a lot of courage. And I think might have been Seneca or Marcus Aurelius, one of those. Actually, probably Seneca. It was like, sometimes to even live is an act of courage. So regardless of how difficult life may be, your own personal circumstances in life, just know that, the Nietzsche quote, "What doesn't kill you only makes you stronger."